The local baseball community in mourning following the tragic loss of one of its own. Tonight on Our News, friends of Jaden Pinder, his teammates, and those who knew him best, remembering a life that left a mark far beyond the diamond. Also, many drivers heading to work this morning met with thick black smoke rising over the Oakesfield area, an abandoned building up in flames just feet away from a local high school. Our News among the first on the scene. And tonight, we pause to honor a life that helped shape this newsroom. RTV extends heartfelt condolences on the passing of Tanya Smith, a respected journalist and talented producer. Then in Our News at 7:30.
Junkanoo legend Barabbas handcuffed and carried away on Boxing Day on Bay Street. To find out what happened, stay tuned to Our News tonight.
Our News live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. The local baseball community grappling with a heartbreaking loss after the death of Jaden Pinder, a young man described by those who knew him as talented, passionate, and deeply connected to the game. His passing has left teammates, coaches, and friends searching for words as they remember not just the player but the person he was off the field. Tonight, Delvado Emmanuel spoke with members of the baseball community about the impact he made and the legacy he leaves behind.
The Junior Baseball League of Nassau is mourning after longtime league player Jaden Pinder died on Boxing Day following a jet ski accident off West Bay Street. A loss that has sent shockwaves through the baseball fraternity. Police say shortly before 6 o'clock Friday evening, two individuals were riding a jet ski when a wave reportedly caused both riders to fall into the sea. Both were assisted back to shore, but Pinder later became unresponsive. He was transported to hospital, where he later died. But within the baseball community, Jaden Pinder is being remembered not for how he died, but for how he lived. One of his coaches and the commissioner of the Junior Baseball League of Nassau, Victor Cartwright, tells me Pinder was an exceptional young man.
Very hard to come by, and some kids, young children, of course he had his faults, and he would, if he ever made a mistake or ever did someone wrong, did one of the teammates wrong, he was very, very quick to apologize. He never held it in.
Cartwright tells me Pinder spent more than a decade in the Junior Baseball League, from T-ball straight through the senior division, forming lifelong bonds with teammates and coaches. Cartwright adds that Pinder's work ethic and sportsmanship set him apart on and off the field.
It's amazing. The kid, he called me regularly, and I spoke with him as recently as less than 2 weeks ago. Always call to say hi, coach. I just call to say that, I was thinking about you, I'd say hi. And, I told him I love him. He said he loved me.
He also made an impact on those who watched him from the distance. Shane Aubrey, former commissioner of the Junior Baseball League of Nassau, says the news has been devastating for the entire baseball family.
But I never had an opportunity to coach him, but I've seen him play. I've watched him play, and it was always, as coaches will say, he always did it the right way. You look at players when they don't even see you looking at them. You see them encouraging their teammates, you see them hustling off the field, hustling them on the field.
A candlelight vigil is now being scheduled for this weekend in Pinder's honor. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Delvado. Well, many of you heading to work this morning may have seen it. A thick plume of black smoke rising over the Oakesfield area. We've since learned an abandoned building went up in flames just feet away from a high school, sparking concern in the community. Our Joshua Williams was among the first on the scene, where firefighters were working quickly to knock down the blaze. And tonight, it's what bystanders say may have caused the fire that's raising serious questions.
The clear blue sky of a beautiful Monday morning was marred by a thin line of smoke that got darker and darker as minutes ticked by just after 9 a.m. We followed the smoke, arriving on scene right across from C.C. Sweeting Senior High School around 9:30 this morning. Police confirming a single-story structure sustained damage in the blaze. We met firefighters working hard to put out the remaining flames. This business owner, who wanted to remain anonymous, tells me when she arrived at work, she met the flames burning dangerously close to her establishment. enforcement.
We've had a problem for over 2 years now with vagrants living in these buildings and call the police time and time again. I've contacted the owners of these buildings who don't really want to take care of their properties, and it's really a safety concern for me at this point because I work here, I'm here every day, and there's homeless people and who knows what else happening here. This is the same house that someone got stabbed in a few months ago when there was a serial stabber in this area. So it's just become problematic.
While police haven't confirmed, bystanders allege a vagrant who frequents the area started the blaze. One of them tells me he was walking by when the fire started.
So I walked back because I wasn't too sure because the gentleman in there, he might be smoking. So when I really look, all the smoke coming from the front too. So what I do, I walk back around the back, call this young lady, call the boss lady and tell her the place smoking.
But that's not all. Those I spoke to say this is not the first time something like this has happened.
Second abandoned building right there was on fire last year. That was about June or July of 2024, where the other building was on fire, presumably set by a vagrant as well.
Urban Renewal has tried to tackle the issue, demolishing several abandoned buildings over the years, places that often harbor criminal activity or present fire threats like we see today.
Get on the owners of these properties that don't want to take care of their properties. I mean, your property should be secured, should not be an influx of homeless people taking refuge inside your property. Which points to a bigger issue.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. A 50-year-old man is in custody tonight after police say a Christmas Day chase ended with a gun and a kilo of cocaine being thrown from a moving vehicle. Police identify the man as Johnny Herard, also known as Johnny Louison, who was arrested after the pursuit came to an end on Mackey Street. Officers allege that during the chase, Herard tossed a package of cocaine and a loaded 9mm pistol from the Mitsubishi Lancer he was driving. Herard denied the charges when he appeared before Magistrate Lennox Colby. His trial has been set for April 29th, and he's been remanded to prison, expected back in court for bail hearing on January 12th. Opposition leader Michael Pintard taking aim at government, warning that recent increases to boating fees and value-added tax-related policies could trigger serious ripple effects across the economy. Just recently, international boaters and local marina operators have taken to social media blasting the cruising fee hikes introduced in July. They claim these higher costs here are pushing mariners to more fee-friendly destinations. Marina operators now report a double-digit decline in business, raising red flags about potential job losses and the broader impact on the maritime sector. The growing backlash has prompted government to review the policy. Speaking with reporters during Boxing Day Junkanoo parade, Pintard said these kinds of decisions should be weighed carefully, pointing out that this industry supports far more than just vessel operators.
They failed to consult properly and made the horrible decision that they must now backtrack from some portion of it. So again, they need to learn how to consult. They should be responsive to people who have already done the studies, who understand the sector. And this is not confined merely to marinas and boating fees. They've done this across multiple sectors. So it is shameful that the janitorial services that service boats, those persons who rent cars to boaters, the pilots who take owners of boats and carry them to other islands or pick up spare parts to bring to new problems, all of their businesses are suffering.
And under the new annual permit fee structure, vessels under 50 feet now pay $500. Boats between 51 and 100 feet pay $1,000. Vessels over 100 feet must now pay $3,000. These permits are only valid for up to 1 year. Pintard says he feels these new fees will have a negative impact down the road.
The food stores, the restaurants in the family islands. So again, this government has contributed to a significant economic loss for Bahamians throughout the Bahamas who benefited from the yachting and cruising community, and it's shameful.
Do you believe the government addressed the situation too late?
Of course, there's no way in 2025, even if they reverse the decision, that business is going to come back. We have to hope for 2026, and for the boat show, we have to wait until 2027. So again, they've waited too late. They need to consult. do proper studies, and take sensible advice.
All right, tonight we pause to honor a life that helped to shape our newsroom. The On the Record team at RTV extending heartfelt condolences on the passing of Tanya Smith Cartwright. Tanya was a cherished member of our team, serving as the first producer of On the Record during its premiere season in March 2017. Her dedication and passion for storytelling were again evident when she returned as producer in January 2022, contributing in several roles through July 2023, including weekend producer and special projects producer. Tanya's remarkable journalism and broadcast production experience left an indelible mark on RTV and Our News productions. Her creativity, her leadership and commitment, it inspired us all and will be deeply missed. Our thoughts and prayers are with her family, her friends and colleagues across the country during this difficult time. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he is standing by in the Weather Center. Happy holidays, Greg.
Happy holidays.
I didn't get to see you on Christmas Day, but I hope Santa was good to you this year.
Yeah, Santa was good. Santa was good. But
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but hey.
Well, hey, I'm being truthful.
All
but
right,
we are going to enjoy the rest of 2025 with some very nice weather. So 2025 is coming to a close on a nice note.
Yeah.
We'll start 2026 with some cool air masks.
So I was going to say, I was on this weekend and I saw we've got like mid to high 60s all this week.
You're going to get some 50s up in the Grand Bahamas area during the night times. And looks as though we may just struggle to get into the mid to upper 70s.
Well, you know, I was happy about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, 76 degrees is our current temperature on the outside with mostly clear skies. The winds out of the west at 5 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 75. Temperatures right now around the Family of Islands. 73 is in Freeport, Grand Bahama, as well as in Marshall, Barbacoa. 72 in Alistown, Bimini. We pick up 77s in Great Harbour Key, the Berry Islands, Nicholstown, Andros. Over in Governor's Harbour, 78 there. Central Bahamas, 76 in Kemps Bay, Black Point, Exuma. 74 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Deadman's Key. 75 is Georgetown, Exuma, Port Nelson, Rum Key. Over in Coburn Townsend, Salvador, 72. And we keep those 70s in the southeast Bahamas with 76 in Duncan Town, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, and Abrahams Bay, Meguana, all 75s there. 73 in Delectable Bay, 77 in Matthewtown, Inagua, good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands. The temperature right now is at 76. Satellite radar composite, we have what we call a backdoor cold front. Cold fronts normally come from the northwest and approach our area, but this one came from the northeast. It's brushing the islands with some patchy clouds, some spotty showers across that area, but here comes the second front. That one is just across north central Florida. That one is a potent front. It's going to be bringing us some nice cool air mass for the second half of the week. So if you want to get out for the New Year's, get out and enjoy the cool air mass we expect for the end of the week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, we're in Grand Bahama, so we're going to talk some local Grand Bahamian sports figures from college hoops to college swimming.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, Zai, let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
"2025 has been a year to remember. fire trucks racing to the scene of the massive blaze.
This continued for more than 20 minutes as police officers tried to control the
Protesters had marched from Market Street and waited in the hot sun for hours. Well, I'm certainly standing in it.
As I came out, the wind just picked up even more like it was a tornado.
Join us on December 28th at 8 p.m. for Our News Year in Review 2025.
Hey man, stay tuned for the Charlie Bahama Sawyer Boy Christmas Special.
No, the Sawyer Boy Charlie Bahama Christmas Special. I slept on it. And I heard it and it was like Sawyer Boy Charlie Bahama. It sound better ringtone last.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Before they have to run through that ridiculously difficult gauntlet of the SEC, Coach Yo and Ole Miss look to get back in the win column at home. Number 15 or number 17, depending on which poll you ask, Ole Miss closed its non-conference schedule with a 64-44 win over Alcorn State Sunday afternoon at the SJB Pavilion in Oxford. DA and the Lakers lost big on Christmas Day. BJ and the Sixers lost a thriller on Boxing Day. How would they respond on a day we don't really have an official name for? It's just December 28th. In LA, the Los Angeles Lakers rolled past the Sacramento Kings 125-101, and Ayton delivered another solid performance, finishing with 11 points and 12 boards. It was his 12th double-double of the year, where he's averaging 15 points and 9 boards per game. In Oklahoma City, it was a different result for Philadelphia. The 76ers fell to the Thunder 121-104. VJ Escom scored 10 points, but that OKC defense limited him to just 3 for 16 shooting from the field. It's early in the season, and Nigel Forbes is already setting the tone for what could be a breakout year. Forbes was named the Big 12 Men's Swimmer of the Week, marking the first collegiate weekly honor of his career. The Texas Christian University Horned Frogs Jr. was a standout against Oklahoma Christian with 2 individual victories and a podium relay finish. Forbes opened the meet with the win in the 50-yard butterfly, touching the wall first in 22.05 seconds. He followed that with another win in the 100-yard free, clocking 46.10 seconds. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as U.S. President Donald Trump welcomes Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida. Trump telling reporters he believes both Ukraine and Russia want peace. Plus, Hamas has confirmed the death of its military commander, Abu Ubaida, along with several other senior figures during Israel's ongoing war in Gaza. And tragedy in Guatemala after a bus lost control, plunging into a ravine, killing 15 people and injuring 19 others. The story when Our News returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, Zai, let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the live fiber on channel 747 and 748.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook, or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the record.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. U.S. President Donald Trump welcomed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to his Mar-a-Lago home in Palm Beach, Florida on Sunday, telling reporters he believes both Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin want to make a peace deal. Cara Angeline Oliver reports.
U.S. President Donald Trump says he and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky are getting very close to a deal to end the war in Ukraine. But the fate of the Donbas region remains unresolved. The two leaders met at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida on Sunday, reporting progress on security guarantees for Ukraine and territorial issues.
Mr. President, have you agreed on the so-called free trade zone on Donbas? How to separate the sites? How to make the separation line? Who will be responsible?
The word agreed is too strong. I would say not agreed, but we're getting closer to an agreement on that, and that's a big issue. Certainly, that's one of the big issues. And
Zelensky said an agreement on security guarantees for Ukraine has been reached, while Trump said they're about 95% there, with European nations expected to play a major role. French President Emmanuel Macron announced a meeting in Paris for early January to finalize those contributions. Trump also spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin before meeting Zelensky, calling the two-hour conversation productive, and he said he plans to call him again.
President Putin was very generous in his feeling toward Ukraine succeeding.
The Kremlin has expressed support for Trump's negotiations. Negotiators are also working on shared control of the Zaporizhia nuclear plant, which Trump says could restart soon under a local ceasefire. Despite weekend missile strikes on Kiev, Trump insists both sides are serious about peace.
And the Palestinian resistance group Hamas confirmed the death of its military commander Abu Ubaidah and several military commanders during Israel's two-year war on the Gaza Strip. In a recorded statement, the group's armed wing, the Qassam Brigades, mourned Ubaidah, who was Hamas's public voice throughout the war. Hamas said its chief of staff, Mohammed Sinwar, was also killed, saying he has led the Qassam Brigades during an exceptionally difficult period. It also said Mohammed Shabana, commander of the Rafah Brigade, was killed, saying he died alongside Yahya Sinwar and who was the group's political chief. China launched joint military drills around Taiwan in a stern warning against Taiwan independence, separatist forces, and external interference. The Eastern Theater Command of the People's Liberation Army dispatched fighter jets, bombers, and unmanned aerial vehicles in coordination with long-range rocket forces to conduct drills codenamed Justice Mission 2025 in the Taiwan Strait and areas of the north, southwest, southeast, and east of Taiwan Island. No details were provided on the duration of the drills. Taiwan, though, denounced China's war games and said its military is on maximum alert. China's Foreign Ministry spokesman Jian Lin says it's a necessary action to safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity.
I want to emphasize that the Democratic Progressive Party authorities stubbornly adhere to the stance of Taiwan independence, attempting to seek independence through the US, even at the cost of turning Taiwan into a powder keg and an ammunition depot. This fully exposes their vicious nature as peace destroyers, troublemakers, and war instigators.
A fire at a retirement home in the city of Manado in Indonesia has killed 16 people, according to local police. The fire occurred at the Warda Demai retirement home on Sunday, and authorities are still investigating its cause. Manado Police Chief Irham Khalid said in a news conference on Monday that police need to conduct post-mortem process to get DNA from relatives to help identify the victims. Footage showed the fire tearing through the home, turning the night sky orange, with residents appearing to help one elderly person escape from the building. Survivors were treated at Manado Regional General Hospital, mostly for burns and trauma. And 15 people died and 19 injured after a bus lost control and plunged into a ravine in Salola, Guatemala on Saturday. The death toll included 11 men, 3 women, and 1 minor. The bus had departed from Guatemala City and was heading towards San Marcos along the Inter-American Highway when it lost control around midnight, according to authorities. Dozens of rescuers and approximately 20 ambulances were deployed to the scene, conducting a 2.5-hour operation to extract victims and transport the injured to hospitals in neighboring communities. Guatemala's mountainous highways are frequently the site of fatal bus accidents due to steep terrain and challenging road conditions. And Haiti's Prime Minister Alex Filzami says there will be no negotiations with criminal gangs under his administration, insisting they'll take a hard line against armed groups seeking to destabilize Haiti's provisional government. His comments came during a visit to the headquarters of the Haitian National Police near Port-au-Prince's International Airport. Filzami said the government's priority is restoring security and public order. He insisted the state will not compromise or negotiate with criminals. Armed gangs have taken control of almost all of Haiti's capital in a conflict that has forced some 1.3 million people from their homes and fueled famine-level hunger. The United Nations Children Emergency Fund said in August that children make up an estimated 50% of gang members in the Caribbean country. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was December 29th. Then in our news at 7:30.
Junkanoo legend Barabbas handcuffed and carried away on Boxing Day on Bay Street. To find out what happened, stay tuned to Our News tonight.
And a young dock worker gone too soon. The International Longshoremen's Association paying tribute to Anderson Adderley as investigators work to find answers. When Our News returns.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together. Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer
On this day in Bahamian history in 2019, Junkanoo groups were preparing for the 2020 New Year's Day parade, the last in-person rush before the COVID-19 pandemic. Valley Boys were first named unofficial winners, but Saxons were later declared champions, claiming 2 years of bragging rights. And in 2021, the Bahamas passed a key pandemic milestone with more than half the population vaccinated. If you want to learn more about the events that shaped the day that was December 29th, head over to ournews.bs. And of course, if you want to watch any of the stories that you've seen in our newscast today, they are also all available at ournews.bs. And of course, you can share your favorite stories right from the Our News Bahamas Facebook page. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Up now, though, is our Talia Hall. She has got the latest headlines. Talia? Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yes, I'm here.
It has been a long holiday. It's been a long holiday. I swore it was you in the chair, and then I looked at the monitor and I realized, oh no, it's our Megan Shepherd. Oh goodness, and I know Megan has some time off, so hopefully Megan is enjoying her time off. I know she said she was going to go. Yeah, I know she said she was going to go home, so she's in Grand Bahama tonight. Megan, enjoy your time.
Enjoy, Megan.
Yeah.
And before we take this break, don't forget, stay locked into our news all month long for your chance to win that brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta. It's the ultimate giveaway with Automall and Alive. Just visit ournews.bs to learn how you can win. Good luck. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news at 7:30.
Junkanoo legend Barabbas handcuffed and carried away on Boxing Day on Bay Street. To find out what happened, stay tuned to Our News tonight.
Also, a 30-year-old diver is now behind bars after police say he kept a loaded gun he found on a beach. And tonight, the International Longshoremen's Association is mourning the loss of 26-year-old Anderson Adderley, who died in a tragic accident at the container port in Grand Bahama on Boxing Day. And later, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell is sounding the alarm, warning that access to the United States is becoming increasingly difficult for Bahamians. We have his full comments coming up when our news at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Stop shopping sale in the family community. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us. Shop, shop, we've got so many stores. Shop, shop, prices are right. Come spend the day, bring the family. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us.
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's it's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and this whole staff for what they do, and making sure the customers are taken care of, making sure we enjoy the gaming they do give to us. Chances is a great house to play, even down to the staff, is perfect. They're going to marvel.
It's Christmas, come again. Time for color, family and friends. Red and green, the perfect pair. For a season so sincere. Baby Jesus in a manger. Loved ones who once were perfect strangers. At the same place, coloring supreme. Let us bring to life your Christmas dreams.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or offsetting a new injury, Doctors Hospital's comprehensive rehab services offer the help you need now.
Go to doctors.
3 advanced facilities at Collins Avenue, Carmichael Road, and Cable Beach means your personalized practice.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Well, first tonight, images of Junkanoo legend Barabbas being escorted by police in handcuffs at the Boxing Day Junkanoo parade went viral over the weekend, causing quite a stir among Junkanoo enthusiasts. Today, he spoke about the ordeal, telling our Joshua Williams he was the one who told officers to cuff him.
This picture of Junkanoo legend Quentin Woodside, better known as Barabbas, in handcuffs being led away by police officers at the Boxing Day Junkanoo parade, leaving fans on Bay Street confused and others outraged. So, what led to the tense moment? I caught up with Barabbas today at his Junkanoo Museum. He alleges his group Barabbas and the Tribe was being treated unfairly by a parade official. Woodside says fun groups normally fill long gaps in the parade, but when it was time for his group to line up, they were stopped.
We didn't come there of our own. A member of his team called us to line up. And then the police got involved. So the police was back and forward between he and I. And so the police said he had to make a decision. And the decision the police made was in his favor.
After coming to a stalemate, Barabbas tells me he had to take a stand, telling officers this.
If that's the case, if I can't take my group down the street and take these people home and back to the hotel, it's cheaper you cuff me so that people can understand what's happening in this country with this culture.
Barabbas says he was later released from custody, and while he has no issue with police, he says he reached out to the commissioner for a follow-up report. Despite having issues with the parade and his brief detainment, he and his group still participated, eventually joining another fun group, the Sting to Rush. Now looking back, he says he wasn't happy about how the whole parade unfolded.
As a Bahamian, I've been in Junkanoo for 60-odd years. This was the worst Junkanoo in my life. This is the worst ever.
Now the Junkanoo legend tells me while he'll join another group on the New Year's Day parade, he's not bringing out their tourists and children to enjoy until the matter is dealt with. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, a 30-year-old diver's decision to keep a loaded gun that he found on the beach has cost him his freedom. Shivago Roll of Florida court was sentenced to 30 months in prison after pleading guilty to charges of possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition at his arraignment before Magistrate Lennox Colby. Police were on patrol on East Street and Palm Tree Avenue at around 3 p.m. on December 26 when they saw Roll behaving in a suspicious manner. The officers stopped Roll and found a .40 Glock pistol with 7 rounds of ammunition inside his right pants pocket. Roll told police that he found the firearm on a beach in the Berry Islands about 2 months before his arrest. Well, the International Longshoremen's Association is paying tribute to Anderson Adderley, the 26-year-old longshoreman who died in an accident at the container port in Grand Bahama on Boxing Day. Adderley, an engineering technician 3, was fatally injured during the early morning hours while working the overnight shift. He was carrying out routine crane maintenance when the incident occurred. Emergency responders were called to the scene, and authorities have since launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death. In a statement, the ILA described Adderley as a dedicated and skilled worker, noting that his passing has deeply impacted dock workers in the Bahamas and across the union's global membership. The Long Islanders Association also expressed condolences to the family and friends of Anderson. Now, the ILA added that honoring Adderley's life also means renewing its collective focus on workplace safety. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell is warning that access to the United States for Bahamians is becoming increasingly difficult, even as the Bahamas depends heavily on immigration to fill critical labor gaps at home. Speaking on the matter during his weekly commentary, Mitchell said an estimated 57,000 people of Bahamian ancestry now live in the United States, but stressed that entry rules are tightening. Mitchell says while Bahamians are still permitted to travel to the U.S., the process is becoming more strict and unforgiving.
When meeting the new U.S. ambassador here, Herschel Walker, and before that his charge, the one enduring question is always that Bahamians will continue to have access to the United States. It is still yes today, but each week there are stricter and stricter rules, unforgiving rules, and it seems to be evolving harder and harder to enter that country. If you read the novel Wind from the Carolinas, it is an excellent fictional example of the relationship of Bahamians to the United States and what has essentially been free movement of people between the two countries. The Northeast establishment of the United States, the rich and the famous, all like to hang out in Little Nassau, and the hope has been that this will continue in the future.
Mitchell also pointed to labor shortages across the Bahamas, particularly in tourism, construction, caregiving, and nursing. He explained that population data shows a decline between 2010 and 2022, saying the drop has had direct economic consequences, including fewer workers and declining school enrollment.
Well, there's a plea for work permits because of a shortage of labor in the Bahamas. The Statistical Institute has told us that our population declined in the 12 years between the years 2010 and 2022. It has had knock-on effects throughout the economy. It's plain to see the shortage of labor and the drop in the enrollment in the schools and Lordy Miss Claudie immigration. The stats show us that without it, our economy would have serious issues. So when the government of the Bahamas then argues on behalf of Bahamians for immigration into the states, it would be wise for us as Bahamians to understand the nature of our economy and that it cuts both ways.
Well, cool temperatures on this Monday across most of the islands. Well, how will things shape up as we move closer to New Year's Day? Up now, meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look. Greg,
well, we're
how
going
are
to
things
close.
looking?
Happy holidays. We're going to close out 2025 with some nice conditions.
Wonderful.
We have some good news. There's a front coming through tomorrow. It should bring us some cooler temperatures. So if you plan on doing any of that Junkanoo viewing, it's nice to get out and enjoy that. 76 degrees is our current temperature with mostly clear skies. The winds out of the west at 5 miles per hour. Face light temperature is at 75. Satellite radar composite. We have a weak backdoor front belt to the east of us. It's pulling away, but we still have some patchy clouds across portions of the central Bahamas. So we saw some sprinkles across that area. But here's a front that we expect to get near northwest Bahamas by tomorrow morning. This one will usher in a nice change. We're looking for some cooler temperatures for the balance of the week. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, the Supreme Court has a new justice. Cheryl Bazard was sworn in a government house, beginning her role on the nation's highest bench. Also, for students with disabilities, access to life skills training can be life-changing. Well, that message took center stage this month as the Training Center for the Disabled hosted its 9th annual fundraiser. And later, over in Grand Bahama, the Rotary Club is partnering with local organizations to donate mattresses to charitable groups across the island. And that's all coming up when our news returns.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or offsetting a new injury, Doctors Hospital's comprehensive rehab services offer the help you need now.
Go to doctors.
3 advanced facilities at Collins Avenue, Carmichael Road, and Cable Beach means your personalized plan for care is just a visit away. From physiotherapy to occupational therapy and speech and language pathology, our team approach is all about rebuilding together. For a full list of services, visit doctorshosp.com/rehabilitation. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
A new voice has joined the Supreme Court, and it's one with global legal experience. Cheryl Bazard was recently sworn in as Justice of the Supreme Court during a formal ceremony at Government House. The requisite oaths were administered and her instrument of appointment presented. Just a year earlier, Bazard was standing before the International Court of Justice in Hague, Netherlands, representing the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific States. In that historic hearing, she called for accountability from major polluters, challenging attempts to evade responsibility for climate-related harm, emphasizing that obligations under international law did not begin with modern climate treaties, but date back decades. Her arguments echo the realities faced by low-lying nations like the Bahamas, which contribute the least to global emissions but bear the greatest consequences. And now, with that international experience and legal perspective, Justice Bazard brings a global view to the local bench. Well, for students with disabilities, access to life skills training can mean the difference between independence and dependence. And that reality was front and center this month as the Training Center for the Disabled held its 9th annual fundraiser at the Paul Farquharson Center, aimed at sustaining programs that serve some of the nation's most vulnerable families. The center provides practical skills, confidence, and structure, helping students navigate daily life with greater dignity and purpose. At a time when demand for these services continues to grow, patron Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis stressed the importance of empowerment over handouts, while Social Services Minister Miles Larota also attended as organizers renewed their call for continued community and national support to keep the center's work going.
Coming up in sports, Coach Yo passes her final test before SEC play gets underway. After some big losses for DA and VJ, they look to get back on track, and a conference honor for Nigel Forbes.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
If you've got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Before they have to run through that ridiculously difficult gauntlet of the SEC, Coach Yo and Ole Miss look to get back in the win column at home. Number 15 or number 17, depending on which poll you ask, Ole Miss closed its non-conference schedule with a 64-44 win over Alcorn State Sunday afternoon at the SJB Pavilion in Oxford. With the win, they improved to 13-2 and enter SEC play with the most non-conference wins since 2000. Ole Miss also finished undefeated in non-conference home games at SJB, going 7-0 for the fourth time under Coach Yo. They now shift their focus to SEC action, opening league play on New Year's Day against Georgia at home.
Brand new season is 0-0. We got to do some soul searching. We got to dig deep. We got to figure out what type of team we want to be and, how we want to play. And, we didn't have Christine today. And now I hope they see how important it is to even have her. So it's we just got to get back to the drawing board and really lock in and try to figure things out.
DA and the Lakers lost big on Christmas Day. BJ and the Sixers lost a thriller on Boxing Day. How would they respond on a day we don't really have an official name for? It's just December 28th. In LA, the Los Angeles Lakers rolled past the Sacramento Kings 125-101, and Ayton delivered another solid performance, finishing with 11 points and 12 boards. It was his 12th double-double of the year, where he's averaging 15 points and 9 boards per game.
I said this, a week ago. Like, he really has been as consistent as anyone on our team with his play and his approach. He's been fantastic for us all season. To have a guy that, is going to play 30 to 34 minutes and just gets you a double-double almost every night, we don't take it for granted.
In Oklahoma City, it was a different result for Philadelphia. The 76ers fell to the Thunder 121-104. VJ Escom scored 10 points, but that OKC defense limited him to just 3 for 16 shooting from the field. Still one of the best rookie campaigns in the league, Edgecombe is averaging 16 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists per game this season. It's early in the season, and Nigel Forbes is already setting the tone for what could be a breakout year. Forbes was named the Big 12 Men's Swimmer of the Week, marking the first collegiate weekly honor of his career. The Texas Christian University Horned Frogs Jr. was a standout against Oklahoma Christian with 2 individual victories and a podium relay finish. Forbes opened the meet with the win in the 50-yard butterfly, touching the wall first in 22.05 seconds. He followed that with another win in the 100-yard free, clocking 46.10 seconds. He closed the meet as a part of TCU's 200-yard freestyle relay that placed third with a time of 1 minute, 26.24 seconds, and Forbes had a 20.98 seconds leadoff split. Individually, he ranks among the all-time greats in multiple events at TCU. He sits third all-time in the 100-yard fly at 46.90, third in the 100-yard back at 46.98, sixth all-time in the 50 free at 19.85, and eighth all-time in the 100-yard free at 43.97 seconds. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. We're in that weird time vortex in the holidays where we're not really sure what day it is, but one thing we do know, if all you have to celebrate is a group not winning 5 straight, you probably shouldn't be celebrating in the first place. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, over in Grand Bahama, the Rotary Club is partnering with local organizations to donate mattresses to charitable groups across the island. And Greg is back with extended weather when our news returns. Stay with us.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, My service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
The dangers are escalating. Vaping liquid marijuana is on the rise, damaging lungs and increasing stroke risk. And a deadly new trend, lean, cough syrup, soda, and candy, a lethal combination that can cause seizures and even death. Possession means arrest and prosecution. I am Corporal 2641 Rory Fox of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Protect your loved ones.
This is our weather. Welcome back. We have a frontal boundary to the east of us that's falling apart. We call that one a backdoor cold front. It's actually approached us from the northeast. A couple of patchy clouds across the central Bahamas, maybe even a sprinkle or two. But a more potent front across the north central Florida area, that's the one that's going to be getting in here sometime tomorrow morning into the northwest Bahamas. Should be passing in through the capital by tomorrow afternoon and into the southeast Bahamas by tomorrow night. Behind that, we do expect some rather nice cool weather with high pressure and some cold air mass spreading across the southeast United States. Looking for some 50s across the extreme northern islands and the 60s. Looks as though we may stay in the 70s for maybe a day or two before things clear out. And of course, Junkanoo, New Year's, you could enjoy some rather nice cool temperatures as well. Future forecast showing the moisture with that boundary to the east of us, staying out there towards the east, but frontal boundary dropping into the northwest Bahamas by tomorrow afternoon, expected to get near the capital and expected to push into the central Bahamas by Wednesday with some isolated showers. Behind that, once again, nice cool air mass expected for the end of the week. Boating forecast, caution flag will be brought up for tomorrow in the northwest Bahamas. Winds will start off southwesterly, becoming west and northwesterly behind the front, 15 to 20 knot, seas 1 to 2 feet, but they will be building 4 to 6 feet. Low tide is at 8:58 tonight. Your high tide takes place at 3:31 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, verbal at 5 to 10 knot, seas 2 to 4 feet, but those winds will be picking up once the front boundary gets into that area by tomorrow and into Wednesday. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll stick some showers in the forecast for tomorrow with that frontal boundary pushing into our area, but look at the weather. It's going to be beautiful behind that. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 70s, and we expect those nighttime temperatures in the northern islands, 50s, up there where you are, Natalia, Grand Bahama, and then here, we're looking for some 50s and 60s. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Looks really good, Greg. Thanks so much for that. Well, this holiday season, a simple act of kindness is making a big difference on Grand Bahama. This as the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama is partnering with several organizations and Lighthouse Logistics to spread holiday cheer by donating mattresses to multiple charitable organizations across the island. With the assistance of President-elect Jaden Pinder, the Rotary Club was able to coordinate and facilitate the delivery of mattresses to families and organizations in need. She says the goal is to support deserving families and groups during the Christmas season, while President of the Rotary Club, Dave Mackey, led the effort, our very own Dave. The recipients, like Pastor Eddie Victor of Living Waters Assemblies of God, says the donation is both timely and appreciated.
It is a good day. Any day that you can be given items to help others who are in need in our community, it's a good day. And we're extremely grateful to the Rotary Club of Grand Bahama.
And for organizations like Home Away from Home and Reach Out Youth Ministries, the donation provides added comfort and support.
We were so desperate and need for mattresses and stuff like that because we have so much patients coming in and out there, and sometimes we just have to get rid of certain set of mattress once it's being used so often.
The mattress will be going to the seniors in near the community where the Reach Out Center is.
All right, such a great effort. If you want to see that story again, is available now at ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you so much for our news, joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.
watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.